If you're over 50 and you feel like your body is starting to slow down, let me tell you something that might surprise you. There are people in Japan, well into their 80s and even 90s, who move with more ease, more balance, and more strength than many people half their age. And no, they're not spending hours in the gym, they're not lifting heavy weights, and they're not running marathons. They're doing simple, almost effortless movements every single day that keep their joints young, their muscles active, and their entire body in a rhythm that resists aging. Today, I'm going to share 7 of those daily movements with you, and the moment you hear how simple they are, you're going to wonder why nobody ever taught you these before. So stay with me, because once you learn these, your mornings, your energy, and even the way your body feels throughout the day might never be the same again.
When you look at Japanese elders who remain active well into their 80s and 90s, the first thing you notice is how naturally they move. There's no hesitation when they stand up, no struggle when they bend, no stiffness when they walk. And this isn't because they spent their lives in gyms or lifting heavy weights. It's because they built their bodies around simple daily movements that kept their muscles awake, their joints lubricated, and their balance sharp. These movements are woven into their day in such an effortless way that they don't even treat them like exercise. It's just a part of life. But the impact is powerful. What people tend to forget is that the human body responds to what you repeatedly do, not what you occasionally force yourself to do. 20 minutes of intense workout once a week will never beat 5 minutes of consistent, gentle movement every day. Japanese elders embody this principle. Their strength doesn't come from pushing their body. It comes from keeping it active in small but meaningful ways that accumulate over decades. If you pay attention to how they move in their homes and communities, you'll notice patterns. They squat naturally when reaching for items. They often sit on the floor and get up multiple times a day. They stretch without calling it stretching, and they walk far more than the average person over 50 in the West. Their lifestyle itself acts like a natural full-body mobility program. The beauty of these movements is that anyone over 50 can do them without equipment, without formal training, and without worrying about injury. These movements strengthen the supporting muscles around the joints, which is crucial as we age. When the big muscles weaken and the stabilizers around the hips, knees, and ankles stop working, that's when people start feeling old. But Japanese elders prevent that decline by never letting those muscles fall asleep in the first place. Another thing that stands out is that these movements promote circulation. Good circulation is the unsung hero of aging gracefully. When blood flows well, joints stay nourished, muscles stay oxygenated, and inflammation stays lower. Many Japanese elders begin their day with a series of gentle motions, sometimes even just 10 seconds each. And this quick routine wakes up the body from the inside. They rotate their joints, lift their heels, shift their weight, stretch their arms, and move their spine. None of this feels like a workout, but it activates the muscles that keep them upright and stable. That's why you see Japanese seniors walking confidently on uneven ground, boarding buses without hesitation, and carrying groceries with control. Their bodies never drift into the cycle of stiffness that comes from inactivity. What's also important is the connection between daily movement and balance. After the age of 50, balance declines faster than strength, and losing balance is one of the biggest factors that pushes people into a sedentary lifestyle. Once you fear falling, you stop moving. But Japanese elders don't let themselves reach that point. Their daily habits challenge their balance in small ways, like shifting weight from one foot to the other, stepping sideways, rising from the floor, or engaging in slow, mindful movements. Over time, these small challenges keep the brain and the body communicating effectively. Balance is a skill, not a talent, and the elders in Japan train that skill without even thinking about it. Their movements also encourage flexibility, particularly in the hips and spine. Hip stiffness is a major reason why people over 50 struggle with walking, climbing stairs, and getting up from chairs. When the hips lock up, the lower back compensates, and that compensation leads to pain. Japanese elders avoid this chain reaction because their daily movements keep their hips open and active. Even something as simple as rotating the hips, bending slightly forward, or shifting into a light squat helps maintain the mobility that most people lose in their 50s and 60s. Their spines stay healthier too because they move them in all directions instead of keeping them frozen in place. A mobile spine keeps the nerves functioning better and helps maintain posture, which is another key reason why they look youthful even at an advanced age. And let's not forget how much these movements influence longevity. When you keep your body active in small ways throughout the day, you improve your metabolic health. Better metabolism means better energy, better weight control, and lower risk of disease. This is why they don't need gyms. Their movement is spread throughout the day, not condensed into a single intense session. Their bodies never shift into long inactive periods that weaken the muscles or slow the metabolism. They're constantly giving their body mini reminders to stay alive, stay responsive, and stay prepared for the next movement. Another overlooked part of this is confidence. When you can move without pain, without hesitation, and without needing assistance, it changes the way you feel about yourself. Japanese elders maintain a sense of independence and dignity because their bodies support them, and that doesn't come from any magic supplement or complicated program. It comes from small daily choices, repeated over decades, that keep their body tuned. Anyone over 50 can adopt this approach. It's not too late, and you don't need a gym membership or expensive equipment. What you need is consistency and the willingness to move your body in simple ways every single day, the same way Japanese elders do, naturally, without pressure, without overthinking it, just honoring the idea that motion is life.
When it comes to maintaining a healthy body after 50, one of the most important lessons we can learn from Japanese elders is that consistency far outweighs intensity. Too often, people believe that the key to staying fit is pushing themselves to extremes, running for miles, lifting heavy weights, or following grueling workouts that leave the body sore and exhausted. While those methods might work for a short period, they are not sustainable, especially as we age. Japanese elders, on the other hand, have discovered that small, regular movements, repeated day after day, build a foundation that supports strength, mobility, and balance far more effectively over the long term. The secret lies in making movement a natural part of daily life, rather than a chore or an event that requires preparation and effort. When you integrate these gentle movements into your everyday routine, your body responds in ways that intense, infrequent sessions simply cannot match. The muscles stay engaged, the joints stay lubricated, and the nervous system remains alert, creating a feedback loop of vitality that is easy to maintain and grows stronger over time. It's not about doing more at once, it's about doing a little consistently, and letting the body adapt, strengthen, and become resilient gradually but surely. Consistency is powerful because it allows the body to adapt incrementally. When we engage in small movements every day, we avoid overloading muscles, tendons, and joints, which is a common cause of injury when people suddenly attempt intense workouts later in life. Japanese elders don't need to push themselves to the limit because their bodies are already conditioned through regular daily activity. Simple things like standing up from the floor, bending to pick up an object, or walking with a little extra awareness of posture serve as micro exercises that activate multiple muscle groups at once. These tiny doses of movement, repeated consistently, have a compounding effect. The muscles learn to respond efficiently, the balance systems in the brain stay sharp, and the joints remain mobile. Over months and years, these small habits translate into functional strength that supports every aspect of daily life, from walking and climbing stairs to carrying groceries or playing with grandchildren. The body becomes more capable not because of occasional extreme effort, but because it has been trained gently, repeatedly, and without stress. Another reason consistency is so effective is that it builds a habit loop. Japanese elders are not motivated by the idea of working out. They are motivated by the routine of their lives. When movements become a habitual part of daily activities, they require little conscious effort. The body expects to move, and it becomes second nature. Think about it this way. Someone who walks a few minutes every day or practices a gentle stretch each morning is more likely to maintain that routine over years than someone who commits to a 2-hour workout only once a week. The latter may experience bursts of energy or temporary fitness improvements, but those gains are often lost quickly if the routine isn't maintained. Consistency creates momentum, and momentum compounds into long-term health. This is a principle that works for strength, flexibility, balance, and overall vitality. Small daily movements prevent decline before it even begins, rather than trying to reverse it later with intense efforts that the body may not handle well.
The beauty of this approach is that it also encourages mindfulness. When Japanese elders perform their daily movements, they are often aware of how their bodies feel, how their joints move, and how their posture aligns. Consistency allows them to notice subtle changes over time, whether it's stiffness in the hips, tension in the shoulders, or weakness in the legs. By observing and adjusting daily, they prevent small issues from becoming major problems. This awareness is a natural byproduct of doing movements regularly rather than sporadically. Over time, it trains not only the body, but also the mind, helping elders to maintain confidence and independence. When movements become habitual, the brain and body remain in sync, reinforcing balance, coordination, and proprioception, all of which are crucial for aging gracefully. Consistency also reduces stress on the body. When movements are gentle, short, and repeated daily, they avoid the strain and soreness that often accompany intense, irregular workouts. The body is able to recover naturally because it never experiences the extreme strain of sporadic exertion. Japanese elders often use this principle to move in ways that challenge them just enough to stimulate the muscles, bones, and joints without causing fatigue or injury. They might do a series of standing stretches, gentle squats, or arm rotations, but the key is repetition over time. This is a form of low-impact conditioning that keeps the heart, muscles, and joints healthy without ever pushing beyond safe limits. Another overlooked aspect of consistency is its impact on energy levels. Small daily movements keep blood flowing, lymph circulating, and muscles engaged, which naturally increases vitality. The body thrives on movement, and when it's active every day, even in modest ways, it functions more efficiently. Many people over 50 feel lethargic or stiff because they spend long periods sedentary, then try to compensate with short bursts of intense activity. Japanese elders avoid this problem entirely because movement is constant and routine. Their energy doesn't spike and crash, it remains steady because their bodies are used to regular activation. This stability contributes to a sense of well-being, alertness, and mental clarity that enhances every part of life. Consistency also reinforces resilience. The body becomes better at handling stress, recovering from minor injuries, and maintaining balance. When small movements are repeated every day, the muscles develop endurance, the joints stay flexible, and the nervous system remains responsive. This is why many Japanese elders can perform tasks that seem impossible for their age, standing from the floor without assistance, walking long distances comfortably, or even participating in community activities that require stamina and coordination. Their secret isn't extraordinary genetics, it's the disciplined practice of consistent, daily movement over decades. Finally, the principle of consistency teaches patience and perspective. Health and fitness over 50 aren't about quick fixes or dramatic transformations. They're about building a body that works reliably, a body that supports daily life, and a body that ages gracefully. Japanese elders show us that sustainable habits trump intensity because the body responds best to gentle, repeated action rather than sporadic extremes. By embracing consistency, anyone over 50 can create a foundation of strength, mobility, and balance that will support them for years to come, allowing them to live independently, confidently, and with more energy than they might have thought possible.
One of the most surprising things about maintaining health after 50 is how effective simple, low-effort movements can be. Many people assume that staying fit as you age requires heavy exercise, complicated routines, or expensive equipment. The truth is, it doesn't. Japanese elders, for example, rely on movements that are straightforward and gentle, yet profoundly effective in keeping their bodies functional and strong. These movements aren't about high intensity or pushing the body to exhaustion. They're about activating the muscles, joints, and balance systems in a way that enhances daily life. Over time, these small, consistent actions help reduce stiffness, improve joint health, and allow the body to move with ease and confidence. When you understand this principle, it becomes clear that staying fit after 50 isn't about working harder, it's about moving smarter and more consistently. Even 10 or 15 minutes a day of purposeful movement can produce significant results over weeks and months, especially when it becomes a part of a daily routine. The reason these movements work so well is that they focus on functional strength.
Functional strength is different from the kind you see in gyms, where lifting heavy weights might create visible muscle definition. Instead, functional strength is about having the muscle control, flexibility, and stability to perform everyday tasks with ease. Picking up groceries, climbing stairs, bending to tie your shoes, or even standing up from a low chair all rely on functional strength. Japanese elders practice movements that engage the core, legs, hips, and back in a way that reinforces these capabilities. For instance, a simple squat isn't just a leg exercise. It activates multiple muscle groups, improves hip mobility, strengthens the lower back, and challenges balance all at once. When done consistently, these movements build strength where it matters most, helping to prevent common age-related injuries and making everyday activities more manageable. Flexibility is another area where these gentle daily movements excel. After 50, it's common for joints to stiffen and muscles to shorten, which can make movement more difficult and increase the risk of falls or strain. Japanese elders counteract this by incorporating movements that stretch and mobilize the joints. Simple actions like rotating the shoulders, gently bending forward, or shifting weight from side to side keep the spine, hips, and shoulders active. These motions may seem minor, but repeated daily, they maintain a range of motion that many people lose in their 50s and 60s. Flexibility isn't just about touching your toes or performing a perfect stretch. It's about keeping the body adaptable, preventing stiffness, and allowing it to respond naturally to the demands of daily life. These small movements help maintain a balance between strength and mobility, which is essential for preventing injuries and maintaining independence. Improving joint health is another crucial benefit of these simple movements. Joints can become painful and inflamed due to inactivity, overuse, or improper movement patterns. Japanese elders protect their joints by keeping them active without overloading them. Gentle movements stimulate circulation within the joint, nourish the cartilage, and maintain the synovial fluid that acts as natural lubrication. Movements such as ankle rotations, wrist circles, or gentle hip sways may seem insignificant, but they keep the joints moving fluidly and reduce stiffness. This attention to joint health allows elders to stay active, move comfortably, and participate in community life without being limited by aches or pain. Healthy joints also contribute to better posture and alignment, which further supports balance and reduces the likelihood of falls. Balance and coordination are equally important, and low-effort daily movements address these aspects naturally. Falling is a major concern for people over 50, and it often begins with small deficits in balance that go unnoticed. Japanese elders practice movements that challenge their balance subtly but consistently. Shifting weight from one foot to another, standing on tiptoes, or stepping in a controlled manner engages the muscles that stabilize the body. Over time, these movements enhance proprioception, the body's ability to sense its position in space. This heightened awareness helps prevent falls, improves confidence in movement, and allows elders to navigate uneven terrain, stairs, or crowded spaces with ease. The key is that these movements are integrated into daily life and don't require a separate workout session, making them sustainable and accessible for anyone over 50. Energy levels also benefit significantly from these low-effort movements. It might seem counterintuitive, but gentle movement stimulates circulation, oxygenates the muscles, and activates the nervous system in a way that increases vitality. Many people over 50 feel sluggish simply because their bodies are not moving enough. Short daily movements wake up the muscles and brain, boosting alertness and reducing fatigue. Japanese elders often start their day with just a few minutes of movement, and this simple habit sets the tone for energy throughout the day. It's a reminder that consistent, small doses of movement can be more effective than occasional intense exercise, especially for maintaining stamina and reducing the sense of fatigue that often accompanies aging. The mental benefits of these movements are also noteworthy. Engaging in mindful, gentle activity each day helps maintain focus, coordination, and a sense of well-being. Japanese elders often perform movements slowly and deliberately, which encourages body awareness and mindfulness. This mental connection reinforces the physical benefits, ensuring that movements are performed safely and effectively. Over time, this combination of physical and mental engagement strengthens the brain-body connection, enhancing memory, coordination, and even mood. Simple movements performed consistently become a form of active meditation, reducing stress and supporting overall health. Perhaps the most important lesson here is that anyone over 50 can adopt these habits. You don't need a gym, expensive equipment, or a personal trainer. All you need is a commitment to move your body in small, purposeful ways every day. These movements may seem modest, but repeated consistently, they create profound changes. Stiffness disappears, mobility improves, energy rises, and confidence grows. Your body begins to feel lighter, your joints start moving more freely, and everyday tasks become easier. Japanese elders demonstrate that you don't need extreme effort to achieve significant results. You just need to move regularly, attentively, and consistently, and the benefits will follow naturally over time.
As we age, one of the most critical aspects of maintaining independence and quality of life is ensuring that the body remains flexible, stable, and active. Many people over 50 notice that simple movements like bending down, turning to reach for something, or climbing stairs become harder, and this often leads to a more sedentary lifestyle. Japanese elders, however, provide a powerful example of how to combat this decline. Their daily routines are filled with movements that naturally maintain flexibility and stability, and they show us that staying active doesn't require hours at the gym or intense workouts. What they do is far simpler and far more effective over the long term. By integrating small, purposeful movements into daily life, they keep their bodies moving in ways that preserve muscle function, joint mobility, and overall coordination. These movements are so subtle that they can be done almost anywhere, but their impact is profound. The body adapts to the stimulus provided by these consistent motions, remaining strong and capable well into the later decades of life. Flexibility is one of the primary benefits of these daily movements. As the body ages, muscles tend to tighten and joints often become less mobile. This stiffness can make ordinary activities feel challenging and increase the risk of injury. Japanese elders address this issue not with extreme stretching routines, but through small, deliberate movements that encourage a full range of motion. Simple actions like rotating the shoulders, bending slightly at the hips, or reaching overhead gently wake up the muscles and stimulate the joints. When performed consistently, these movements prevent stiffness, keep the spine and hips mobile, and allow the body to move with fluidity. Maintaining flexibility is crucial because it supports balance, helps prevent falls, and allows older adults to perform daily tasks with confidence. Over time, these movements strengthen the connective tissues and keep the muscles supple, reducing the wear and tear that can lead to discomfort or chronic pain. Stability is another key element. Balance often declines with age, and this is one of the biggest contributors to falls and injuries in older adults. Japanese elders instinctively incorporate balance training into their daily lives even without thinking about it. Simple shifts of weight from one foot to the other, gentle squats, and mindful walking exercises all engage the core and lower body muscles responsible for stabilizing the body. The more these muscles are activated regularly, the more resilient the body becomes to unexpected movements or uneven surfaces. This natural reinforcement of stability helps maintain confidence in mobility and reduces the fear of falling, which in turn encourages more consistent activity. By integrating balance into daily routines, rather than treating it as a separate exercise, Japanese elders are able to preserve independence and reduce the risk of injuries that often accompany aging. Another advantage of these movements is that they activate multiple muscle groups simultaneously. Unlike isolated exercises that target a single area, the daily motions practiced by Japanese elders engage the legs, core, back, arms together. This coordinated effort improves overall functional strength and ensures that the body is prepared for everyday tasks. For example, rising from a seated position requires leg strength, core stability, and coordination of the upper body. When these actions are performed consistently as part of daily life, the body adapts, becoming more capable and efficient. Functional strength is not about bulk or aesthetics. It's about being able to move, bend, lift, and reach without pain or limitation.
By strengthening the body in a holistic, integrated way, these elders maintain a level of physical capability that allows them to live independently and engage fully in their daily activities. Consistency in movement also has a profound effect on joint health. Gentle, repetitive motions keep the synovial fluid in the joints circulating, which nourishes cartilage and reduces stiffness. Unlike high-impact exercises that can strain aging joints, these low-intensity movements provide a protective benefit, helping prevent inflammation and deterioration over time. Simple rotations of the ankles, wrists, and shoulders, along with gentle hip and spine mobility exercises, ensure that the joints remain lubricated and responsive. This approach not only prevents discomfort, but also contributes to a sense of ease in movement, allowing elders to walk, bend, and stretch naturally without fear of pain. Healthy joints are foundational to overall mobility and independence, and the Japanese approach demonstrates that maintaining them requires regular, moderate activity rather than extreme exertion. Energy and circulation also improve through consistent daily movement. Even modest physical activity stimulates blood flow, delivering oxygen and nutrients to muscles and organs while helping to remove waste products from the body. Japanese elders often perform movements that get the blood circulating without exhausting themselves. This gentle stimulation energizes the body and supports organ function, which is critical for maintaining vitality after 50. Unlike intense workouts that may leave older adults fatigued and reluctant to continue, low-effort daily movements create a sustainable rhythm of activity that promotes ongoing energy and alertness. This consistency ensures that the body is never fully sedentary, preventing the downward spiral of inactivity that can lead to weakness, stiffness, and chronic health issues. In addition to physical benefits, these movements support mental well-being and confidence. Performing them regularly encourages mindfulness and body awareness, helping elders recognize how their bodies feel and respond to movement. This awareness enhances coordination and reduces the risk of missteps or accidents. The mental reassurance that comes from knowing one's body can handle daily tasks without struggle is invaluable. It fosters independence, reduces anxiety about falling or injury, and creates a positive feedback loop in which movement itself becomes enjoyable. Japanese elders exemplify this balance between mind and body, showing that flexibility, stability, and confidence are interconnected and mutually reinforcing. The beauty of this approach is its accessibility. Anyone over 50 can integrate these movements into their daily routine without special equipment, a gym membership, or complicated programs. It doesn't require long hours or extreme effort, only commitment and consistency. Movements like gentle squats, hip rotations, standing stretches, and controlled steps can be performed multiple times a day in the home, in the garden, or even while waiting for tea to brew. The cumulative effect of these simple actions is enormous, preserving muscle function, joint health, balance, and overall mobility. By embracing these small, deliberate movements, anyone over 50 can enjoy the freedom of movement, maintain independence, and enhance their quality of life for years to come. The key lesson from Japanese elders is that flexibility, stability, and activity are not achieved through intensity or effort alone, but through regular, purposeful engagement with the body. Each movement, no matter how small, reinforces the foundation for a body that works efficiently, responds quickly, and supports the lifestyle desired at this stage of life. By making these movements a daily habit, older adults can counteract the natural decline of aging, prevent stiffness, reduce the risk of falls, and continue to live actively, independently, and confidently in their golden years.
One of the most inspiring lessons we can learn from Japanese elders is that it's never too late to adopt habits that improve health, mobility, and confidence. For anyone over 50, the idea of starting a fitness routine or focusing on physical well-being can feel overwhelming, especially when comparing ourselves to younger bodies or imagining complex exercises. The good news is that Japanese elders demonstrate that maintaining strength, balance, and flexibility does not require expensive equipment, fancy gym memberships, or extreme effort. What matters most is simple, consistent movement. By adopting daily habits that engage the body in small, purposeful ways, anyone over 50 can experience noticeable improvements in energy, mobility, and overall quality of life.
This approach is empowering because it emphasizes accessibility, sustainability, and real-world benefits rather than chasing appearances or arbitrary fitness goals. It's about building a body that serves you, supports independence, and allows you to move freely and confidently no matter your age. Japanese elders don't rely on structured workouts or intense routines. Instead, they integrate movement seamlessly into their day. Simple actions like standing from a chair slowly, rotating the shoulders, shifting weight from one foot to another, or performing gentle stretches become natural habits. Over time, these small movements strengthen muscles, improve joint mobility, and enhance balance without ever feeling like a chore. For someone over 50, the advantage of this approach is profound. There's no intimidation factor, no fear of injury from heavy weights or high-impact exercises, and no pressure to keep up with a rigid schedule. The focus is simply on moving the body consistently and mindfully, which produces lasting results that compound over months and years. The benefits of these daily movements are immediately tangible. Many people over 50 struggle with stiffness, decreased mobility, and the frustration of tasks that once felt effortless, like bending down to tie shoes or reaching for items on a high shelf. By incorporating simple movements into a daily routine, these challenges begin to fade. Gentle exercises that activate the core, hips, legs, and back restore functional strength, allowing the body to perform everyday tasks with ease. The improvements might start subtly, but over time, the body feels lighter, joints move more freely, and strength returns to areas that may have felt weak or neglected. The cumulative effect of these small actions is remarkable, often surpassing the results of sporadic, intense exercise sessions that can leave older adults exhausted or discouraged. Another critical advantage of adopting these habits is the improvement in balance and coordination. Falls are one of the greatest risks for people over 50, often leading to injuries that compromise independence. Japanese elders mitigate this risk by practicing movements that naturally challenge and refine balance. Shifting weight, standing on tiptoes, and slow, controlled movements train the muscles that stabilize the body while improving proprioception, or the sense of where the body is in space. Over time, these habits strengthen not just the body, but also the confidence to move freely. The mind becomes reassured that the body can handle daily activity safely, reducing fear and encouraging more consistent activity. This combination of physical and mental reinforcement is key to maintaining independence and avoiding the sedentary patterns that often follow the onset of age-related decline. Joint health is another area where these daily habits make a significant impact. Aging often brings stiffness, discomfort, or pain in the hips, knees, shoulders, and spine. Japanese elders prevent these issues through gentle, low-impact movements that stimulate circulation within the joints and maintain the synovial fluid that lubricates cartilage. Movements such as ankle rotations, wrist circles, gentle squats, and light spinal twists promote joint mobility without stress or strain. This consistent attention to joint function ensures that the body continues to move fluidly and comfortably, allowing older adults to participate fully in daily life and social activities without hesitation or limitation. The result is a body that feels resilient and capable, reducing the likelihood of chronic pain or injury. Energy and vitality are also transformed through these simple daily actions. Even modest movement stimulates blood flow, oxygenates the muscles, and activates the nervous system, all of which contribute to a natural boost in energy. Many people over 50 struggle with fatigue and low motivation simply because their bodies are understimulated. By incorporating short, purposeful movements throughout the day, energy levels rise steadily and sustainably. Japanese elders often begin their days with just a few minutes of gentle activity. Yet this small investment sets the tone for alertness and vitality that carries throughout the day. Unlike sporadic, intense workouts, which can leave the body drained, consistent low-effort movement provides a reliable source of energy that supports both physical and mental activity. Mental benefits are closely intertwined with physical improvements. When older adults move consistently, they cultivate greater body awareness, mindfulness, and confidence. Simple daily movements encourage attentiveness to posture, alignment, and coordination, which sharpens the brain-body connection. This heightened awareness helps prevent missteps, reduces the risk of injury, and reinforces a sense of control over the body. Over time, the psychological impact is substantial. Elders feel empowered, independent, and capable. They are no longer intimidated by everyday activities, and the confidence gained through consistent movement often spills over into other areas of life, from social interactions to hobbies and personal goals. The accessibility of these habits cannot be overstated. There's no special equipment required, no expensive memberships or complicated routines to memorize. Standing, stretching, rotating joints, performing gentle squats, or shifting weight in a controlled manner can all be done at home, in the garden, or even while waiting for a meal to cook. The key is consistency and purpose. By committing to these movements daily, anyone over 50 can build a body that supports an active lifestyle, maintains independence, and enhances quality of life. The approach is inclusive, safe, and adaptable to any fitness level, making it practical for people who may have previously felt discouraged about starting a health routine. Ultimately, the lesson from Japanese elders is clear. Age is not a barrier to improving strength, balance, mobility, and confidence. Simple, consistent movements done every day can transform how the body feels, functions, and responds. Anyone over 50 can experience these benefits, and the results are not just physical, but mental and emotional as well. By adopting these habits, older adults gain independence, confidence, and a renewed sense of vitality, proving that it's never too late to invest in a body that works for you, moves with ease, and supports a full, active, and fulfilling life.